Hello out there, all you beautiful souls. I am so happy to be back with you again today on our Freedom Shift YouTube channel here and wherever else you may be getting to listen in on this. So I'm Janet Clark, for those of you who don't know me, and this is the channel, The Freedom Shift, where we work with Christian entrepreneurs or Christian people who are ready to retire from working for money and chasing the dollar to getting to the point where you can shift gears and work for God, but still make money. Because really, we need to do that in order to make it in this world that we live in right now. So today I'm going to share with you something that I hope is going to actually change your life the way that it did for me. So if you've ever had a moment in time when you have looked at your life and you just feel trapped and you just wonder, how did I get here? And more importantly, how am I going to get out of this? And that happened to me not too long ago. So I want to share a little bit with you what my life looked like. So I had a business. Now, many of you may be working in a job, but it's probably not too much different from what it looked like for me in my business. But I would get up every day and I would be looking at a calendar that was so full that some days I didn't even have time to go out and take a walk. Never mind extra time to pray during the day or meditate or connect in with God. And there was just this endless to-do list. And the thing about the to-do list is that it just grew exponentially all the time. There was always something that needed to be done. And I really did feel like I was chasing this never-ending list of things. It reminds me when I used to be going to school while I was raising my kids and doing my career, climbing the corporate ladder. And when you're going to school, there's always those things that have to be done that are always sort of in the background, right? You've got to write a paper. You're supposed to be meeting with a group. You've got reading to do. There's just always things to do. And there does come a point in your life where you just don't want your life to be like that anymore. At least that's how I was starting to feel. It was just too much. And there was this constant pressure all the time that if I didn't keep up the pace, what was going to happen? Because every month you start at zero again, right? And you've got to make the money to maintain the lifestyle, to whether it's a business that you're running or just the bills that you have to pay. And so this realization came across me, which was, if I stop, the money stops. And beyond that, if I stop, the business stops, which in my case meant people who I was paying as part of my business who were working for me, their income stopped. And it also meant my clients that I was serving, that they were dependent on me to show up. And so I felt really burdened by that. And I don't know if any of this resonates with you. I'm talking to people here who are at the point where they do need to retire in some form. Now, I've always said I'm never going to retire because to me, when I think of the traditional way of retirement, it's go out and play golf every day or pickleball or sit on the porch or go out to lunch. I like doing all those things, but that's not what I consider my life, right? That's the recreational part of my life. That's one little aspect of it. So what do I do? What else do I do? And I know that for me, it really is wanting more. It's wanting to serve. It's wanting to let my soul be the guide. But what I was realizing is that I was stuck in this thing that was like Groundhog Day. And every day I got up and it was always the same. And there was always demands on me. And I had to go through all of those motions. And if If that's you, if you feel that way and you don't really see a light at the end of the tunnel, then that's what we're talking about here today. Let's figure a way out, because I did find a way and I want to share that with you. So from the outside, everything was looking pretty good with my life. I did have a successful business. I did have plenty of money flowing through, and I had the freedom where I could really work from anywhere. And a lot of you know that I live between Massachusetts and Florida. I'm a snowbird, and so I have that kind of flexibility. But inside, I felt trapped in my own version of this Groundhog Day. I don't know how to stop it. It was just really burdensome to me. And my soul was screaming for a way to be able to serve God. It really was craving freedom, spontaneity, flow, where I was at the point where I just wanted to get up every day and be able to let things unfold as they're supposed to. And so it was not looking that way for me. I had too much to do. I had too many people who were depending on me, showing up every day, continuing to do what I was doing. And I just had too little time to answer to God. And so by all worldly success, it looked pretty good. But deep down, and it was becoming more and more troublesome, I wasn't happy. So I was not fulfilling my purpose. And I wasn't serving God in the way that I really felt called to do. And so if you ask me that question, did I know my purpose? Did I feel like I was fulfilling my legacy and my calling and the things that were really important to me? The answer to that was no, I didn't. And so I did what many of us would do. I really started to pray, and I started to pray hard for a solution. And I asked God for a solution. And the interesting thing is, I choose a word every year, and my word was trust, that it was going to unfold the way that it was supposed to unfold. And you know what? God did answer me, but he answered me in a way that I never would have predicted or even expected or thought about in my wildest dreams, like God usually does, right? God works in mysterious ways. But he did show me a way out, a way that I could simplify my work and also free up my time and create this monthly recurring revenue stream that would continue to grow. And so I could shift my focus from making money and still have money flowing in, but put my entire focus on serving others. And so I now call this, what I was shown, the fourfold path to freedom. And I'm going to share it with you right now. What is this fourfold path to freedom? Step one is get the right mindset. And that means taking some time to clear the mental clutter and to allow God to really speak. And I did that through a lot of journaling and really spending time in the mornings, setting time aside in the mornings to speak with Jesus, to read my devotionals, to read my Bible passages, and to write in my journal. And by doing that, I was able to get really clear on what my core values were, define my mission, my vision, and my purpose. And those all sound a lot alike, but they actually all are nuanced a little bit. So my mission has always been to serve others and to bring others back to Jesus, because I was given that gift by others who were mentors to me. And so my mission really is mentoring and helping others to get their mission out into the world. My vision, though, has always been to start a movement and to gather a group of people together who are all mission driven, and for that movement to take on a life of its own, so that it's not just me responsible for running the movement, because that would be jumping from the frying pan into the fire. It was much more about, I want to lead something. I want to bring in a group of people, and I want those people to all contribute. And so the movement just takes on a life of its own. So that's my vision. And for me, my purpose at this stage of my life is, I want to leave a legacy for my grandchildren and all future generations that really understand how important God is in my life, and why I know that is the answer to any problem that they have in their life. And I can't really impact my grandchildren in the way that I want to right now. These kids are anywhere, the youngest is 6 and the oldest is 22. And there's a lot of like tweens and teens in there. And they're living a life right now, and they love their grandmother, but they're not necessarily coming to me for advice. However, at some point, we all know that kids do grow up, and they do start wanting to look back on what was important to their ancestors, or their grandparents and their great grandparents, and what did they stand for, and what were their values, and what is the heritage that was passed down to them. And for me, I want them to understand that it was the thing that I learned most in my life, was that the answer to everything is God. Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. And once you accept that and you come back to Jesus like I did, your life is going to be so much easier. That's where the peace and the prosperity and the purpose all come together to make life meaningful and solve all the big problems that are facing us in the world. So it's really, my purpose is my legacy at this point. And so I want to make a difference. And so that's a lot about it. But that step one was mindset. And what I do now is really help people walk through this process as well. Step two in the fourfold path is right marketing. And when I say marketing, if we're going to make a difference in the world, we have to have a message that we're going out to the world with, and we have to have a way to promote our voice. Jesus says we have to be his voice. We have to share his word. We have to share the good news. How do you do that? Especially if you've got a family who doesn't really want to listen to you, or you've got no real access to a lot of people. Or you feel like, I go to church, but it's preaching to the choir, right? That's not really what we want to do. We want to bring more people into the fold. So right marketing to me means you simplify your message, and you know what you stand for, and you have one offer, one avatar, meaning who you serve. And your messaging and your offer may have to do with health. It may have to do with relationships. It may have to do with helping people with spirituality. It could be wealth. It could be a lot of different things. But whatever it is that's your unique gift and talent and strength that you want to share with the world, that's what you want to be able to get out into the world, so you can attract the right people. And that's what you do with marketing. And so it's one offer, one avatar, meaning who you serve, one social media platform of choice. And I advocate for YouTube. And there's a lot of reasons for that, which I'm not going to go into today, but it is, I think, the best platform for us to use to spread up the gospel and the words of Jesus. And then you limit your weekly tasks to writing one heartfelt email every single week, something that's near and dear to your heart, that's going to resonate with your people. And if you don't yet have an email list, then you make it a post, or you make it a blog, or something that you can put out into the air, onto the stratosphere, and people are going to get to see it. So you're writing one email or blog post per week. You're creating one video. This is my video. And my weekly email was on this same topic, the fourfold path to freedom. And so we take whatever that message is for that week, create the email, turn it into a little training that you can put out on YouTube. And then you do one live stream, which is what the end result of today's little presentation is going to be. I'm actually going to be inviting you to come to a live stream. And the live stream is where I go deeper into how you could join this movement if you choose to, and what it looks like on the inside. So it's a come in and see, peek behind the curtain and get to actually see what we do in this movement that I've created. And so that's as simple as it gets in terms of the marketing, and that takes all that to-do list away. And then the third thing is right way to monetize. So we've said before, we recognize the fact that we live in a world where the economy is not great. Most people don't actually have a retirement comfy little cushion set aside. And most people recognize that they do still need to earn some money, even if they fully or partially retire from working. And some people aren't quite ready to retire yet, but they want to put a plan in place and start building toward that. So they need that little security blanket. So the right way to monetize. And the answer that God gave to me was partner with a profit sharing company that's already successful and create monthly recurring revenue with that company. That revenue that will continue to grow month after month, even if I don't work for a week or two or a month or whatever. So that's step number 3, is find the right monetization vehicle. And number 4 is a right membership. So in other words, you want to build a community of like-minded people who you serve, who share your values, and who will support one another. So within the MVP, we are a mansion with many rooms. While we all want to serve God, all of the members have their own individual missions, and they are serving an individual group of people. And so that is something we will help you also to sort out for yourself. Again, just to give them to you in a nutshell, there's 4 steps in the path to the fourfold path to freedom. And step 1 is mindset. Step 2 is marketing. Step 3 is monetizing. And step 4 is membership. And that is it. And so the results of me implementing this was that it provided me with what I consider a miracle. God gave me a means to not only launch, first of all, He gave me the vision to launch this MVP movement, which stands for mission, vision, and purpose. And also, He provided me with a simple way to fund the mission. Because as we all know, no movement is going to succeed without funding of some sort. And there's lots of different ways you can get funding, but the way that God showed me is the simplest. So now what I get from that is a bunch of peace and prosperity and purpose. So now my life has taken on a whole different level of just peacefulness, and I have greater health, wealth, and freedom in my life. And I accomplished all of that with a lot more simplicity, tons of abundance, and a happy soul. If you're looking for that, if you are looking to break free from the complications of being buried in busyness or running a business or going to a demanding job, and you are just sick of overwhelming to-do lists, then maybe you should be coming and joining this MVP movement. I only work a few hours a week now, My time is freed up. My days are freed up to serve you, and I enjoy it. This is what I am meant to be doing at this stage of my life. I am leading a movement that God put on my heart to lead, and I am able to keep God in the forefront of my life and help others do the same. So if you're looking to bring God back to the forefront of your life, if you're looking to work for God instead of working for someone else and chasing the almighty dollar, but you still want to make money, then you may love what we have to offer here at the MVP movement. So I wake up every day now and I'm excited to work for God. And I'm excited because I'm creating my legacy for my 10 grandchildren, and who knows who comes later, my great grandchildren eventually. And I am making my impact in the world that is meaningful to me and to my soul. Is it your turn to retire from your job from hell? And do you want to free yourself up from Groundhog Day? If you're thinking to yourself, sure, that all sounds great for you, Janet, but I'm not sure it'll work for me. I get that, believe me. We're all at different stages of our lives. We all have different needs financially. And maybe it's a process for you. Maybe it starts small and then you just come into the fold and we work with you over time. Maybe for you, it's hell yes, I am ready. Either way, I have good news for you because this path will work for anyone. There is nobody who can't join us, and there isn't anybody who wouldn't want to join us if you're truly looking for a path to be able to put God first in your life and to serve God and to answer a calling. And you're struggling to do that. Maybe you've already got it figured out. That's great. But we're here for those who are looking for a solution, a community, a support system, because you weren't meant to just survive this life and to go through all of the motions like Groundhog Day until you either retire because you just can't do it anymore or you die, which happens to a lot of people, and they die with their purpose still inside them. And so I didn't want that for myself, and I don't want it for you either. You're meant to glorify God with your life. You're meant to love others and yourself. And so if you're ready to step into your higher power, to break free from whatever it is that's causing you to feel like you're in Groundhog Day, and you want to step into your God-given purpose, then here's what you should do. Number one is type freedom in the comments, and I'll make sure that you get a link so you can join us on the live stream and learn more. Or you can go into the description that's right here on the page, and you'll see the link there, and you can just sign up for the live stream. Just make sure you register. And if you're still on the fence and you're just not sure, reach out to me in any way you can. Reach out over Facebook Messenger, reach out over LinkedIn. I'm on all the platforms. Just find me and message me. And let's just talk over Messenger if that would make you more happy. Or you can book a call with me. My calendar link is also in the description. So there's tons of ways to get to me. And I definitely want to chat with you. I want to help you. I want to make sure that you feel comfortable in whatever direction that you choose. And remember, this is what I've done my whole life, is really mentoring people and helping them to step into the next level for themselves. Maybe it's MVP for you. I hope it is. But if it's not, that's fine too. Maybe you just need someone to hear you out, to reinforce to you how important you are to God and how you can best step into your next level of purpose and mission and vision. I said them in the wrong order, but doesn't matter. We all know we have them. So until next time. I am so happy that you showed up here and listened to me again today. And I hope that if you haven't subscribed to this channel, if you've just come along and noticed us, you will subscribe and turn on the notification bell so that when I come on here, usually weekly, you'll get notified. Sometimes I do live streams in between if the spirit moves me. And also make sure that you make a comment here, because the more that we do have some participation in these videos, the more that YouTube is going to show it to others. And you don't grow a movement unless it's being served up and other people are getting the opportunity to check it out. So I thank you so much. I send you love. I send you peace. I send you prayers. And I hope that we will have an opportunity to chat together. So until next time, I'm Janet Clark. I am signing off for today. God bless you. And I will be back again next week. Bye for now.